Okay, so for the practice, if you are having a bit of difficulty with it, hopefully this video helps out. And so we've got Joe can make 3 posters in 42 minutes. And enter the time in minutes it takes Joe to make 15 posters. And so again, all we need to do is identify the 2 things that we're going to be comparing in our proportion. It looks like we'll be comparing 3 posters to 42 minutes. And we are asked to enter the time in minutes it takes Joe to make 15 posters. And so again, these are backwards on the second one, so it helps me a lot to underline them with different colors. And so setting up my proportion, what I would have is I would have posters in the numerator, and I would have minutes in the denominator. So posters is going to be 3 posters. And I'll go ahead and do my proportion here in black so that it's ready to go. And 42 minutes. So again, I just match my labels basically, and we're good to go. So enter the time in minutes it takes Joe to make 15 posters. And so even though we said posters second, we have to make it match its location with where it should be. So again, all of these across the top will be posters. So 3 posters, 15 posters, everything gets matched by its label. And then the number of minutes we are looking for, we don't know. So that's our x value. And so very simply, again, we just cross multiply and divide these. We will get 3 times x is equal to 42 times 15. And I'm going to pull my calculator out for just real quick here. 42 times 15, because I don't know what that is, and I don't want to do it longhand. So 42 times 15, I get 630. So 3x is equal to 630. Last piece of this is going to be to divide by 3. And we get that x is equal to 210. So the number of minutes it will take to make 15 posters is 210 minutes. All right, I'll pause there and then move on. So Mary uses 52 ounces of orange juice in 4 drinks. Enter the number of ounces of orange juice in 17 drinks. And so again, the same process. Mary uses 5.2 ounces in 4 juice drinks. So those are going to be my 2 labels, ounces and drinks. Enter the number of ounces, and so that was blue. We'll continue with blue. We're looking for the number of ounces. That's going to be our x value. Needed for 17 drinks. So again, we just need to set up our labels. We've got ounces, and we've got drinks. So we will have a 4-hour proportion. I'll set that up first so that I can just punch numbers into it. We will have 5.2 ounces for 4 drinks. And we will have enter the number of ounces. We don't know that, so that's our x value for 17 drinks. And so as we've done before, all we need to do is cross multiply and divide to get this figured out. So 5.2 times 17 is equal to 4 times x. So we've got 5.2 times 17 is 88.4 is equal to 4x. And then to solve for the x value, we just divide by 4. And we will have 22.1 is equal to x. So we will need 22.1 ounces of orange juice for 17 drinks. That's pretty specific. Okay, I'll leave that there, everyone. And here's all of this first page. If you need some more time with that, or have some questions, you can work through with your teacher. Okay, I'll be moving on to the next. Okay, so number 3, we've got Claire takes 2 hours to make 2.5 birdhouses. And so it looks like our labels are going to be hours and birdhouses. So let's figure that out. So we've got 2 hours to make 2.5 of a birdhouse. That's kind of a weird. Anyway, how do you get 2.5 birdhouses? I don't know. Okay. Enter the time in hours. So we're looking for that. That's going to be our X value. I could even just put an X right there right now to help me remember that. It would take Claire to make 7.5 birdhouses. This one doesn't really make sense to me in terms of 7.5 birdhouses, but I suppose that's life. So our labels are going to be hours. And birdhouses. And so we will just need to make sure that in our proportion that things go where they're supposed to go. And so we've got 2 hours to make 2.5 birdhouses. And we are looking for how many hours? We don't know, so that's our X value, to make 7.5 birdhouses. And so setting up the proportion is really the only place where we could make a mistake here, everyone, because from here forward, it's just very simply cross multiply and divide. So 2 times 7.5 is equal to 2.5 times X. So 2 times 7.5 is going to be 15, is equal to 2.5 X. And then lastly, to find the value of X, we're going to divide both sides by 2.5. And getting my calculator ready here really quick, 15 divided by 2.5 is 6. So 6 is equal to X. It's going to take 6 hours for Claire to make 7.5 birdhouses. All right, I'll pause there for a moment and then move on. So it takes Albert 50 minutes to walk 1.2 miles. That's a long time. He must be really taking his time. Enter the distance in miles. It would take Albert to walk for 75 minutes. The language on that one is kind of weird, but basically what we're comparing, everyone, is minutes to the distance that he goes or the number of miles. And so it takes 50 minutes to walk 1.2 miles. Minutes is blue, so 75 minutes is going to be what matches with that. And then enter the distance in miles. So we're looking for how many miles he would go in those 75 minutes. And so what we're going to have is we'll have a proportion that has minutes. And again, it's okay if you do this upside down and you put miles on top and minutes in the bottom. It doesn't matter, as long as your labels match all the way across. And so again, we'll set up our proportion over here. And we will have, it takes Albert 50 minutes, and so that goes up there, to walk 1.2 miles. And then 75 minutes is the other one that we've got. And we are looking for how many miles he goes, and so our X is going to go down there. And as we've done consistently before, we're going to do this cross multiply and divide thing. So we were going to have 50. So funky looking 50. Let me redo that. 50 times X is equal to 1.2 times 75. And so I'll get my calculator to help me with that. That's 90. So 50X. And then this is not going to come out even, so thank goodness I got a calculator. I'm going to divide by 50 on both sides. And 90 divided by 50 is going to be 1.8. So we will have 1.8 miles. Okay, and I'm going to stop this video here and continue with the rest of the problems in the next video.